Alright, so I wanted to do another packaging video. I went to Sam's and I picked up a 10-pound roll of ground beef. It's about $54, so not major savings, a little over $5 a pound. But I wanted to show you how I package it up, because I package my ground beef a little differently. I still use the vacuum sealer bags in my vacuum sealer, but the way I do it is a little different, just to make it easier to stack it in their freezer. So I'll get started and show you kind of what I'm looking at here. I'm using the same vacuum sealer bags I used in the first video, and what I like to do, I like to use a scale, and I'll turn the scale on. I'll fold the bag in half, and I'll go ahead and tear that weight so that I know I'm just going to be weighing meat. But I like to weigh it because I'm not great at separating it out perfectly, so I just kind of dig in. Okay, so as you could probably imagine, it's difficult to film myself and do all this and keeping my hands washed and doing all the things. So I went ahead and I cut this bag open so I can keep one hand dirty, one hand clean. Before we get too far in the video, I did want to point out I got a new salt. It's called Salter, and it's mineral sea salt, but it also has electrolytes, which I thought was pretty cool. It also has some magnesium and potassium in there, so when you're sprinkling your steak or meat or whatever, you'll be able to get those electrolytes that you need as well, which is awesome. And then I also wanted to take a chance to thank everybody that supported me so far and been watching the channel. Thank you for the subscribes. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I ask that you do. It really seems to help out with the YouTube channel and how many people get to see that. I also wanted to mention that I put affiliate links down into the description for all the products that I use. So the vacuum sealer bags, the sealer, everything I use on Carnivore, I've been putting down in the description of every video. So if you could take a look and support me there, would be fantastic as well. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So for this, I'm going to try and keep my left hand clean and my right hand dirty. So I'm just gonna put some in there, and I'll show you this first one, and then I'll probably just speed up the rest. Apparently my scale turned off while I was cutting everything open, so again, I take a bag, tear that weight. Now I've got some burger in this bag. I'm just gonna weigh it, and it's pretty close to that 16 ounces. So we're just gonna call that good. That's 1 pound exactly. I throw them up there, and I just do them all exactly the same until I get through my 10 pounds. So I'll go ahead and speed all this up, and I'll see you when this is all done. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the meat in the bags, and I went ahead and cleaned up my space. So the next step is to take your bag of meat and squish it all down. So I like to get as thin as possible. That way these will stack in the freezer and work really good. So I'll go ahead and start smashing these down. I just smash them. I try to get them a little bit to each corner and just make them as flat as I can for storage. On each one of these, and you can see they'll stack really nicely, especially in the freezer. Alright, so you can see how well all those stack together. You can imagine how well that's going to stack in the freezer when we're all done. I'll go ahead and get the vacuum sealer set up over here. Show you how I do that. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm not going to bore you with each one, but as you can see, it sits in there nice and flat. Make sure you put this bar over top of it. Line it up. And start it. Okay, so it's sealing the bag, cooling the bag, and now it's about to vacuum. Alright, so as you can see, we have a perfectly sealed bag, and it's nice and flat, so that's going to fit in the freezer super nice, anywhere you want to put that. All right, here's the final product. As you can see, it's nice and thin, stacks great in the freezer. One thing I did want to mention that I didn't on the camera is while I'm waiting for that to vacuum seal, I go ahead and write on each one what it is and the date. So if I'm getting it out of the freezer at a later date, I know when I put it in there. So thank you again so much for all the support so far, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.